We've already pointed out that if a file is added to the Pages directory, it will automatically be available as a route. This works for JavaScript files, but also TypeScript ones too. You can also add JSX and TSX files. You can also make nested routes. So for example, if I were to go into our Pages directory and make a new folder and call this blog, I could add another file inside of here, and it could be an index.js, or it could be any other thing, posts, content, about, whatever. These will align with browser routes as well. So I could take, for example, what we have inside of index.js in the main pages one and put it in blog, and I'll just call this my blog, say welcome blog reader, like this. And then if I save it and open it up in the browser, we can go to that localhost 3000/blog, and my blog will be in the title, and we get this welcome blog reader right here. You can also add dynamic routes, but we'll talk about that in the next section. Let's talk about actually navigating between all of these different pages. The first API I want to talk about is the link API. The router in Next.js allows you to do client-side route transitions between all the different pages, kind of like a single-page application, even though it isn't. So what you can do is use the link API, where you use import link from next link. This React component called link built into Next allows you to do the client-side route transitions in your application. So if I say welcome blog reader, but I want to be able to navigate back to the home page, I can do link, and then inside of here is where I'll do an anchor tag like this, and I'll say go back home. And then inside of link we'll do href equals and then slash to just go back home. Now this might look a little bit funky, but this is how the API works. The href that would normally go on the anchor tag goes into link, but the anchor tag still exists inside of link itself. Link is the thing that provides the client-side transition, but the anchor tag still needs to be there. And so I can save this and then go back to our browser. And now when I click go back home, it goes back home. You can have as many links as you want on a certain page, and as long as the route exists, it'll work. Now let's just say you don't necessarily want to have some component that navigates away to certain pages, but you want to be able to still route around based on certain events. Well, luckily for you, there's a use router hook. It's a React hook that can be used inside any function component in your application. For example, let's look at our home page right here. Let's just say some event happens, someone clicks a button, someone does something. We want to be able to navigate around with the router rather than just the link component. What we can do is we can import that hook that I just mentioned. Import use router from next router. And let's just say we want to use this on a button. We want this button to do certain things. We'll say click me. And on click, we want to have some event handler to happen right here. And so I'll do const handle click is equal to some event handler right here. And we can pass that handle click over to the button. Now if we want to use the router, we can call it at the top of our component. Const router is equal to use router. And now we can say something like event prevent default, typical JavaScript stuff here. And then we could say router.push and navigate to any page. Let's just say we want to navigate to our Pokemon page. Now if we were to go back to our browser and actually click that button, look at that, we've navigated to the Pokemon page. And so these are two ways that you can do client-side transitions in Next.js. Let's move on to the next section, where we're going to talk a little bit more about dynamic routes.